Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Awards Gambit. I am here live today to discuss the 2024 Primetime Emmy Awards that just concluded, and I'm here to do a brief recap of the ceremony celebrating the best of television this past year. I want to jump right into the winners. I'm going to do a quick rundown of all the winners in the 25 categories, and then I'll go over some of the other highlights from the ceremony. First up, I want to start with the other categories, as I like to call them, the ones that are not in drama, limited, or anthology series or comedy series. There were four for like variety television. So we had outstanding reality competition program. The winner for that category was The Traitors. It was so great to see that show recognized. I feel like RuPaul's Drag Race normally wins this category, which is another well-deserved show, but it was great to see some variety, see somebody else win it. I've heard great things about The Traitors, and I really would like to watch that. So I'm going to try and watch it soon. And the person accepting the award on their behalf was Alan Cumming, who was the host. He also won an Emmy for Best Reality Host. And so he got up, gave a short, sweet speech. A short and sweet speech. Thanked Scotland, and it was great. It was brief and wonderful. So congrats to The Traitors and Alan Cumming for outstanding. Let's see, I have the list here actually. Outstanding Variety Talk Series. The winner of this category was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. So he always wins. So this was nothing different. But no surprise here. Nothing much to say. He gave a nice speech thanking his dog, and it went really long. And I think there was part of it was bleeped out, so I didn't even hear some of it. But another win for him. I think he has like 16 or something. Anyway, moving on. Outstanding Variety Scripted Series. The winner of this category was, what was this one? I think this one was, maybe this one was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, actually. I think I messed up. Let me just pull up my list of winners here. So Best Scripted Variety Series was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Okay. And Best Talk Series was actually The Daily Show. So that was Jon Stewart. He won, and he gave a nice speech, and he thanked his team, and he gave a shout out to someone who maybe people hadn't heard of. I can't remember her name, but she started out as a PA on the show and went on to become a producer, and she got to speak for a second. So that was really nice. That was a great moment. Congrats to Jon Stewart. Okay, so then was Variety Scripted Series. That one was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and that was the time he talked about his dog. And yes, so just sorry about that category mix-up, but the last variety special other category was Outstanding Variety Writing, which went to a comedian named Alex Edelman, I believe. And I had never heard of him or this project. This was one of the categories I got wrong because I was predicting the Oscars to win. But he gave a really nice speech dedicated to one of his friends who had passed, who had, I think, worked on this project, was one of his creative inspirations. And so, Alex Edelman, I believe, is his name, and congrats to him. Now moving on to the bigger categories, where most of them fall under drama, comedy, or limited or anthology series. For outstanding limited series, we'll do the limited categories first. The winner of that category was Baby Reindeer. No surprise there. They had won a few other awards, which obviously I'll get to. But it was great to see that show recognized, especially Richard Gadd. And so congrats to them. Outstanding actor in a limited or anthology series or movie. The winner of this category was Richard Gadd for Baby Reindeer. Pretty predictable. I predicted this win. He gave a nice speech, but he had a different win of the night. That was his highlight, I would say. So I'm not going to talk about his actor speech. I'm just going to say congratulations to Richard Gadd. For Outstanding Actress in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, the winner was Jodie Foster for True Detective Night Country. She gave a great speech. It was short, sweet. I can't really remember specifics about it, but it was really nice, moving. I think she accidentally said the title of her show wrong, which I thought was funny. She said True Detective North Country. Pretty sure. Not positive, but I thought that was funny. But congrats to Jodie Foster, Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. The winner of this category was Lamorne Morris for Fargo. This one was the absolutely most shocking win of the night. I don't think anybody was predicting this. I gasped. I got up from my seat. I was so shocked. He was definitely really shocked. He couldn't really put his words together, but his speech was funny and it was sweet. And that was one of my favorite wins of the night because he gave a great performance. He's a great actor. And congratulations to Lamorne Morris on your first Emmy. For Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, the winner of this category was Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer. This was not a surprise at all. She was predicted to win, and this wasn't an upset at all, but it was probably one of my favorite speeches of the night because she was very poised, very composed, thanked a lot of people in her speech, and she gave a really nice, touching message to Richard Gadd, who was crying in the audience. So I think that was a really, really great moment. And congrats, Jessica Gunning, for Outstanding Directing for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. The winner of this category was Steven Zalian for Ripley. This was another one that I was really not expecting. I thought that Baby Reindeer or True Detective Night Country would take this one. I didn't even remotely expect that Ripley would win, but Steven Zalian is an excellent director, so it was great to see him up there winning an Emmy for this show, Ripley. And yeah, congrats to Steven Zalian and Ripley. For Outstanding Writing for Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, the winner of this category was Richard Gadd for Baby Reindeer. This was such an amazing speech. I think this was not long after Jessica Gunning had won, and he was very emotional. It was very inspirational, talking about you may be down in your life, but you can get back up. And the how they go, the award speeches, and they're inspiring the youth. So that was nice. Congrats to Richard Gadd. Moving on to the comedy categories. For Outstanding Comedy Series, the winner of this category was Hacks. This was maybe the biggest upset of the night. Everybody was expecting The Bear to win Outstanding Comedy Series, including myself. And I don't know, for the second before it was announced, I was like, wait, what if it's Hacks? That would be so crazy. Because they did win 2 other categories, which obviously I'll talk about. But wow, that was such a deserving win because that is a true comedy series, Hacks. The Bear is really more of a drama series, if you ask me. And so I was so great to see it win. Excuse me, I was so happy to see it win. So congrats to Hacks. For Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series, the winner is Jeremy Allen White. Not a surprise here. He has won basically every single award possible for the first 2 seasons of The Bear. And alas, he went on to win again the Emmy tonight. So congrats to him. It was a deserving performance, and he gave a perfectly nice speech. For Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series, the winner is Jean Smart for Hacks. Third Emmy for this performance as Deborah Vance in Hacks. I was a little underwhelmed by her speech. It started off pretty strong and funny, but then she neglected to thank or mention Hannah Einbinder, who had just lost her Emmy. So I feel like that would have been a nice moment for her to honor Hannah Einbinder. I was almost thinking that maybe they had some underlying beef or something. But then at the end of the show, they were hugging because everyone from Hacks went up. So I don't think they have beef. I think that she just wanted to make it short and sweet because they were pressuring her to hurry up. And she had other people to thank. So congrats to Jean Smart. Very deserving. For Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, the winner is Eben Moss-Bachrach for The Bear. Not surprised at all. Locked to win. Great speech, great performance. Nothing really more to say. Congrats, Eben. For Outstanding Supporting Actress in Comedy Series, the winner was Liza Colin-Zayas for The Bear. This was a surprise. I was expecting Hannah Einbeiner to win. And if not Hannah Einbeiner, I would have thought Meryl Streep was going to win over Liza Colin-Zayas. But, she always gives a really good performance in that show. I feel like she's really like the heart slash unsung hero of that show at times because whenever she's on the screen, like you're just like, oh, she's so iconic and amazing and sweet, nice, kind woman. And I definitely think her performance in season 3 in her standalone episode of Napkins definitely helped her win this. The same way Eben Moss-Bachrach's performance in season 2, episode Forks helped him win the Emmy in season 1 earlier in January. Anyway, I digress. Congrats, Liza Colin-Zayas, for outstanding directing for a comedy series. The winner of this category was The Bear for Fishes. And yeah, congrats, Christopher Storer. He wasn't present last year to accept his award in this category. So I'm glad he got to get up there and make a speech in front of his coworkers, family, and friends. That definitely was a very, very well-deserved win for that episode of Fishes with all of the iconic guest stars, including Jamie Lee Curtis, Bob Odenkirk, Jillian Jacobs, Sarah Paulson, John Mulaney. Such a great episode. If you haven't watched that episode of The Bear, at least, then definitely check that out. Great win. Congrats to Christopher Storer for outstanding writing for a comedy series. The winner of this category was Hacks for Bulletproof. I would say that this was not the biggest surprise of the night, but it was definitely a surprise, especially considering how The Bear performed last week and at the Creative Arts Emmys when it won 7 and Hacks won 0. I think people were expecting The Bear to sweep, and also they won writing last year for writing in a comedy series for the Emmys. So, Fishes was a great episode, great dialogue, and great writing all throughout that episode. And also, one more thing, sorry, there was no vote splitting, only one episode of The Bear. So this was honestly kind of strange the way this turned out, that vote splitting didn't affect either of these categories. And but anyway, I was happy to see Hacks win because that finale was superb, and obviously it's boring if one show sweeps everything. So good to have that balance. Congrats to Hacks on winning writing. Moving on to drama. The winner of this category, drama series, was Shogun. No surprise here. It won 14 Emmys last weekend at the Creative Arts Emmys. More than any show ever for one single season, one single Emmy Awards year. So it won 14 last weekend and 4 tonight, which leaves it with 18 total, which is insane for a first year show. Congrats to Shogun. I still haven't caught up with it, but I'm definitely going to be watching it now. For Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series, the winner of this category was Hiroyuki Sanada for Shogun. Also not a surprise, although based on the other winners in the other drama categories, which I'll get to, there was no winners from Shogun for the first 2.5 hours of the Emmy broadcast. So there was just it was wait, what's happening with Shogun? Why isn't it winning anything? I was like, maybe Gary Oldman's going to win this category. But Hiroyuki Sanadu won. I wasn't, this got cut off for me on my TV because I wasn't watching it live, or I was watching it live, but through the ABC app, and it I don't know if it glitched or something, but it just went from commercial break to him accepting the award, giving his speech. So sorry, that was a tangent, but I didn't really get to see the first part of his speech, but the last part of his speech was good, and I'm sure it's a deserving performance, but I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. But congrats to Hiroyuki Sanada for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. The winner of this category was Anna Sawai for Shogun. I really, really thought Imelda Stanton was going to pull it out, especially with Shogun underperforming. But I'm kind of glad she didn't, even though I predicted it, just because she wasn't there, so we wouldn't have gotten a speech. And I like to see these speeches when performers give emotional, meaningful, good speeches. So Anna Sawai was there. She got to go up and give her speech. It was really, really genuine. I think that the emotion she felt was just pure shock and gratitude. And she was crying and she just gave a nice speech. What else can I say about it? I don't know. But it was great. I saw a headline. I don't know if it was which one was the actual accurate answer, but she was the first Asian actress to win lead actress in a drama series or first Japanese. I don't know which one, but either way, congrats on that milestone and being a trailblazer for many other women to come. For Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, the winner of this category was Billy Crudup for The Morning Show. This was the second award of the night, and I correctly predicted this one when it was definitely a close race between him and Tabanobu. I don't know how his name, but his last name is Asano, Tadanobu Asano, I think. So that was great to see a little bit of change from Shogun winning almost every award last weekend. Congrats to Billy Crudup, great performance, nice speech. It was nice to see him be able to do it in live in person because he won 2020 and it was virtual, so he wasn't. It was COVID, so they did like a Zoom Emmys. Yeah, congrats Billy Crudup for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. The winner of this category was Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown. No surprise here. Swept the Winter Awards. Gave a nice speech. It was short and sweet. Nice to see some variety. Congrats to Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown. For Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series, the winner of this category was Frederick E. Otoy for Shogun episode Crimson Sky. Not a surprise here. I was predicting this. I'm sure it's very deserving. Definitely seems like a show that would be a good directorial show with great direction because of all the stuff that's going on, like the action sequences and really technical work being done there. So congrats to Frederick E. Otoy. Nice. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was a great speech. For Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series, the winner of this category was Will Smith for Slow Horses, episode Negotiating with Tigers. Not the Will Smith you're probably thinking of, just another man who happens to be named Will Smith. I was very excited when they announced his name because I just had a feeling he was going to make a joke about the more famous Will Smith and what happened at the Oscars 2.5 years ago. And he did. And it was perfect and short and brief and only lasted a second. And he went right into his speech. And it was fine. Great. Awesome to see Slow Horses win an award and more variety because Shogun won a lot less awards than was expected tonight. And it was not a full sweep, which was great. So those were the winners in the 25 categories. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about those winners and their speeches. I want to share my scores briefly. For each drama, comedy, and limited, you guys can attest to this from the video I posted last week with my predictions. I got 5 out of 7 in drama, 5 out of 7 in comedy, and 5 out of 7 in limited for 15 out of 21. Not too bad. And for the other categories, I got 3 out of 4 right. So the total I got was 18 correct out of 25, which I'm pretty proud of. I predicted the upset, or I don't know if this was an upset, but I predicted the close race Billy Crudup correctly. I predicted there was another one, Hacks winning writing for Bulletproof, I predicted. I don't think I predicted any other upset. I predicted Jodie Foster, which I feel like people were doubting. I predicted Richard Gadd for acting, which that wasn't like a lock, but it was pretty predicted. Yeah, I mean, you can see what I predicted, right? In my other video. I am proud of myself for my score, 18 out of 25. And really quickly before I sign off, I just want to go over some of the highlights. Monologue, Dan and Eugene Levy, perfectly funny. Great to see them up there. It was sweet father son moment. Congrats on their first hosting gig. Um, there was a theme of the night where they were talking about TV character archetypes and having past um, characters of these archetypes, such as TV mom, dad, villain, coach, doctor, police officer, lawyers. I think that was all of them. Those were great to see those different like characters in a nice kind of theme and consistent showcase, whatever you want to call it, throughout the night. Um, I do feel like some of the people that they chose to present were kind of random. I feel like they kind of just put like for each one, like put a list of a bunch of people and like put their names in a bowl and just pick randomly 3 people to do each one or something like that. But I enjoyed most of the performance. I enjoyed most of their presentations. They were fine. Some of them were a lot better than others. I think my favorite one was probably the coach one, Jane Lynch and Brendan Hunt, coaches from Glee and Ted Lasso, respectively. That was pretty funny. And they brought out some Olympians, which was nice to see them on that stage, but they didn't get to talk. So still sort of weird. But yeah, so all in all, those were good. Definitely mixed, but good. Other highlights, there were some reunions. There was a West Wing reunion. They did Outstanding Drama Series, so that was fitting. Candice Bergen was honored for she had won 5 Emmys for Murphy Brown, and she's a legend. And she got to present actress in comedy series to Jean Smart, who is a legend and has now won 3 Emmys for this performance. So that was nice. I liked that moment. And there was a Happy Days reunion. Ron Howard and Henry Winkler presented an award. I think it was for writing for a comedy series. And that was great. I don't really know much about Happy Days, but whatever they were doing seemed to be resonating well enough with the audience. So that was a nice moment. The in memoriam segment was pretty good. I didn't know who Jelly Roll was. I thought he was like a rapper or an Instagram personality or something. So I was surprised to see him perform the in memoriam, but he actually did a really, really nice job. Sang beautifully, and it wasn't like taking away from the people of the television from the television world who had passed. I feel like you could still see their name in the background and honor them while also hearing that performance. So I think that worked really well. It was great for them to honor, excuse me, it was great for them to honor those who had passed, such as Louis Gossett Jr., James Earl Jones, Donald Sutherland, Jenna Reynolds, and or Jenna Rollins, I'm sorry, and Shannon Doherty and Bob Newhart was the final tribute of the night, and then Jimmy Kimmel got up and said a few words about Bob Newhart. So that was really nice. I'm glad that they did that. It was short and sweet. I also really enjoyed the Governor's Speech Award from Greg Berlanti. He gave a really, really, really emotional, empowering speech about him growing up, watching television and wanting to be a television writer. And he was a closeted gay man, and that was really hard during the 70s and 80s. But he made television characters, strong LGBTQ plus television characters. And it was just a really, really nice speech. He gave a really, really nice shout out to his mom at the end, who had passed. And the whole thing was very well delivered. Obviously, it was well rehearsed, but as it should be to make it sound good. Great speech. It was emotional. It wasn't too long. And that was one of the highlights of the night, for sure. Some of the not so great things I would say was like, I don't like when there's people presenting an award and they have some sort of like connection to one of the nominees in the category. Cause I feel like if they lose, it's like they'd have to like pretend to be happy for the other person, or like I just feel like it's ingenuous and it's also like bias, and also I feel like they're setting it up for a nice tribute and then it doesn't work out. So some of these examples was Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez presenting supporting actor in a comedy series. Paul Rudd was one of the nominees for season 3. Um, I don't think he was gonna like. Obviously, he wasn't gonna win. Nobody was gonna beat Evan Moss Bacharach, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But there was another one later on that I didn't love, and it was um, Caitlin Olsen and Rob McElhenney for Hack. Well, she's in Hacks, and Hannah Einbinder was one of the nominees, and she was predicted to win. And I think people really wanted her to win too. So it was kind of upsetting to. I feel like Caitlin just said the name Liza Colin-Zayas, and it wasn't. It could have been a good moment, and it wasn't. So it was just messy, and I don't love when they do that. So that I didn't really like about the show. What else? What else? Like I said, they were picking the names out of the bowl. I felt like they were picking names out of the bowl for the like who presented the archetypes. I felt a little bit teased because they played iconic TV shows some theme music, and I was expecting those people who had worked on those shows to come up and present. So I was disappointed when Ken Jennings didn't show up for the Jeopardy one, and Alexis Bledel and Lauren Graham didn't show up when excuse me, I'm so sorry, I can't talk right now. When the Gilmore Girls theme song played, I was expecting to see them, but I was disappointed. Anyway, that one was definitely not as detrimental, but anyway, I feel like the show had a really good pacing the first 2 hours. They were just getting it done really quickly. It felt like it wasn't rushed at all, and it wasn't going to go over. But then, because of some of the segments, it just felt really rushed at the end, and I feel like that could have been better for sure. And then some of the banter and the skits that they tend to do, sometimes they have really good ones. Most of the time, it's just like, okay, get on with it. The one in particular that I was like confused about and like what was going on was Taylor Jakar Perez and Evan Moss Bacharach. They had them like at a bar, and then they were like walked out to present an award, but like it seemed like there was some miscommunication going on there, and it didn't look amazing. And then when they went to present the award, like something was wrong with the microphone, and like you could almost barely hear what he said. So that one kind of threw me off and was part of the show that I didn't love. Like I said, was a little underwhelmed by Jean Smart's speech, but she's an icon and a legend, and she has many more speeches to come and redeem herself. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. Oh, I think I forgot to mention the Schitt's Creek reunion at the end, which was great. So obviously Dan and Eugene Levy hosted it. They had shown Catherine O'Hara in the audience, and the very last category of the night, outstanding comedy series. They brought out Annie Murphy, who played Alexis in Schitt's Creek, and they said that they were going to present outstanding comedy series. They were like kind of playing into their characters from the show a little bit, and that was awesome. And I was kind of like, all right, so they're definitely going to bring Catherine O'Hara out, and they presented they were presenting her to present the award. So they presented Catherine O'Hara, and then she acted kind of like Moira Rose and had funny banter because she's iconic and amazing. And she presented the award to Hacks, which was a huge shock. So like the last 5 minutes were just really went out with a bang. It was like iconic reunion from Schitt's Creek to like a great, exciting upset. Like really, really A+ ending for the Emmy ceremony. And I'm really happy with the show overall. And yeah, so at the very last scene of the show, the four of them, Catherine O'Hara, Annie Murphy, Eugene Levy, and Dan Levy, said goodbye. Thanks for watching. So that was nice to see all of them together again. A little bit of reunion there. And yeah, that was pretty much the show. That was definitely the most important stuff that happened. Thank you so much for letting me ramble on for 30 minutes. I'm so sorry that I probably sound mumbly. I'm just trying to talk fast so I can get to the point. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for awards season episodes and videos and shorts. We got the Oscar season now. Now that the Emmys are over, we're gonna do the Oscar season. But that's a whole another 5 to 6 months. So probably nothing for a while. But as always, stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you so much to all you guys who tuned in. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you next time on the Awards Gambit.